This is the 18 WJTS News. In tonight's news, a major expansion project is underway at the Huntingburg Airport. Winter weather is on the way, and state police offer driving safety tips. And Ann Powell has that winter weather forecast. And in sports, Kurt Guxell brings us the latest, followed by WJTS Inform. Tonight, Nick Stevens and Derek Budd with the Jasper Rotary Club discuss the upcoming IU Economic Forecast Luncheon. All this and more coming up next on the 18 WJTS News. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Bill Potter with the WJTS News. The flu is causing two local schools to shut their doors this week. Both Washington Community Schools and South Spencer Schools have closed their doors today and will again on Friday. We're told that South Spencer Schools will have an e-learning day instead. Winter weather is on the way. Do you remember how to stay safe on the roadway? According to Indiana State Police Jasper Post Public Information Officer Sergeant David Henderson, there are a few precautions to take before hitting the roadway.
You should always have a fully charged cell phone, full tank of gas, make sure your tires are properly inflated, make sure your fluid levels are in the correct range, keep a blanket and a little bit of food in your car in case you are to get stuck. And remember, call 911 if anything should happen.
Because it can be hard to tell how bad roads are before driving on them, give yourself extra travel time. That is essential. Sergeant Henderson explains more.
You should give yourself extra travel time because you never know how the roads will be and what the conditions of the road will be in. Also, make sure that you allow extra distance between you and the vehicle in front of you so that you don't slide into them when the roads are in bad shape.
Henderson says that when there is ice and snow, take it slow. Ice can form anywhere on the roadway. If you do hit a patch of black ice, Henderson says it's important to breathe and not panic.
If you hit a patch of black ice, don't hit your brakes. I know that's our natural instinct, but it will just cause you to go into some kind of a spin or to slide off the road. Also, try never to use your cruise control when it's inclement weather because you don't have as much control of the car and the car will accelerate on its own.
And when wintry weather hits, snowplows hit the road too.
When you're around snowplow, give them as much of a berth as you can so that you stay away from them because there's no telling what can come flying off the plow or what's in the snow.
After a winter storm, it is also important to see if your county is under a travel advisory, watch, or warning. If you have any questions about winter driving, Henderson says feel free to contact him at dhenderson@isp.in.gov or call the Indiana State Police Jasper Post at 812-482-1441, 482-1441. A Jasper man is facing theft and criminal mischief charges. Police responded to a residence on Mill Street for reports of a possible theft. Police say 24-year-old Caleb Hundley damaged property and took a wallet from the residence. Hundley was booked into the DuBois County Security Center. A Warwick County man has pleaded guilty to charges that he put an elderly disabled man in a headlock and otherwise abused him while working as his caregiver in 2017. 27-year-old William Putty of Newburgh pleaded guilty Monday to 11 felony counts of battery to a disabled person causing bodily injury. The Evansville Courier reports that Putty was hired to care for the man who required around-the-clock care. This man's guardian fired Putty after cameras installed in the man's residence allegedly captured him placing the man in a headlock and bending his fingers back to a point of pain. A major expansion project is underway at the Huntingburg Airport. Crews officially kicked off the major runway expansion project by cutting into County Road 200 on January 20th. Huntingburg Airport Manager Travis McQueen explains.
So last Monday, January 20th, we made a major cut in County Road 200 where we dropped the elevation down by about 20-30 foot. So it's a big dirt working kind of happening, bulldozers, track hose, and everything else right now.
According to McQueen, this is also affecting local residents along the road.
Anybody that's used to using County Road 200 between St. Henry, Indiana and Huntingburg, Indiana. That is now, you have to kind of jump over to 231 to go north into Huntingburg. So yeah, it's making some impacts to some residents, some real negative impacts to the residents that are south of a flooding area, about 13 folks that live there. So we've had to make some special emergency preparations for those folks. So if it floods up in the area, that we can get them out so they can, get to the hospital, get to work, do the very basic things of life. So
The manager tells us this is a first big step in the right direction.
So our runway project really is kicked off in a big way as of about a week and a half ago, I guess, January 20th. And that really kicks us off in terms of getting the county road lowered to start the framework and construction for the future bridge or tunnel.
McQueen says this is a major upgrade and benefits local companies who utilize the airport.
The basis for the runway extension is all the business utilization and the safety aspects of the businesses used in the airport. If you're driving between Brettsville Junction and Birdseye, Indiana on State Highway 64 versus driving from Birdseye Junction to Ferdinand, when you drive between Birdseye Junction and Ferdinand, you got these nice wide shoulders on the highway. You can see real far down the highway. You got gentle slopes, nice line of sight issues. If you drive between Birdseye, Indiana and Brettsville, it's very slim lanes and you got hills and you can't see around the corner and that kind of thing. So it's the same kind of analogy for the pilots that use the airport, for the business aircraft that use the airport. It's a bigger safety margin and it's a bigger operational window. It's going to allow the businesses to use more people and more fuel on the aircraft when they go to take off.
But it not only has a positive effect on the local companies, it also influences the job market in Du Bois County.
Positive impact that the runway extension project will have on residents here is real simple. The big 5 corporations we have that utilize the airport, that have hangars and airplanes at the airport, it allows them to continue to do business. It keeps the jobs right here in Du Bois County, right here in the region is what it does.
This $1 million project is far from over. McQueen tells us he anticipates the first phase will be completed by 2021, but the final phase of the project is not expected to be completed until 2022 or 2023. The town of Troy voted to raise water rates at their town council meeting last Wednesday. CPA and senior partner with LWG Advisors in Indianapolis explained that Troy committed itself to an increase of around 49% as a condition of the low-interest U.S. Department of Agriculture loan. The loan's interest rate is around 1.6%, with the loan duration taking up to 40 years. Troy Town Manager Bernard Putter-Linney stated that the cheapest option for the town was to build their own filtration plant instead of piping water in from another source. The entry deadline for the Little Miss and Little Miss Shamrock Little Miss and Little Mr. Shamrock pageant, that is coming up this weekend. The entry deadline for the pageant is this Saturday, February 8th. Applicants must be between kindergarten and second grade and must also be a resident of Madison or Boone Township or have attended Ireland Elementary School. Contestants will be judged both privately and on stage. Contestants will wear 1 to 2 outfits. The outfits should look nice and incorporate St. Patrick's Day. Contestants will be asked to state his or her name on stage and asked a question or two. A list of possible questions will be provided ahead of time. There will be an informal meet and greet prior to the pageant. St. Patrick's Day will be celebrated March 13th through the 15th in Ireland, Indiana. Winners will be asked to attend events throughout the weekend. Entry forms can be found at the Ivy Manor in Jasper and Spuds in Ireland, as well as the WBDC website, wbdc.us. Completed forms must be returned to Lori or Charlotte Olson at 5445 West Oak Ridge Drive in Jasper. For more information, contact Lori at laolson@frontier.com or 812-481-1407 or Charlotte Olson at 812-630-1977. A fundraiser to raise money for Rockport has been rescheduled. The Auntie Anne's pretzel truck that was supposed to be serving the citizens of Rockport today had to reschedule due to unforeseen circumstances. According to the City of Rockport's Facebook page, ownership and legal timelines didn't line up, causing multiple stops for the pretzel truck to be rescheduled. However, Not all hope is lost for pretzel lovers, as Auntie Anne's will return to Rockport on February 27th. Now stay tuned. A wintry weather forecast with Ann Powell and sports with Kurt Guxell are still to come on WJTS News.